It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Miami Heat. For Miami, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Somebody we're going to be keeping an eye on tonight. What a story for this guy. Hassan Whiteside. He was a journeyman, and then last season, man, just exploded back onto the NBA scene. What do you make of what you've seen of Whiteside, Shaq?
You know, Ernie, he's got incredible height and wingspan at 7 foot. He blocks a ton of shots. Gets better every year, gets better every game. He's getting more comfortable. And you can be comfortable in Miami when it's 80 degrees all the time.
Without question. But if he can control his emotions and take that emotional energy and use it into his play, then he could be a real dominant center in the NBA.
Yeah, I think that was the problem early on in his career. It wasn't the ability. It was more just mentally if he was locked into the game and what his attitude was.
He looks locked in now, man. He looks locked in. I like him. He's going to be a top 5 center in the next 3 years.
I think he'll be better than Shaq before it's all said and done.
Ernie, whatever you're drinking in that cup, get rid of it.
Yes.
It's affecting your judgment.
That'll do it for now as we send you to Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
And the city flowing with lights as we get a great look at beautiful downtown Cleveland, Ohio. On the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Miami Heat are ready to get this thing started. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke reporting from the sidelines.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
It'll be the Heat off the tip. So here's Miami's starting group. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Whiteside is out there with Dang, and it's Johnson in at the 3-set. No good from Dragic.
And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
And so it's the Heat getting on the board first. Irving attacking, and it's blocked, but they recover it. Near the three-point line, it's Love. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Miami with the ball. Outside Dragic. He dishes it to Whiteside. Gets the pass to Dan. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Wade against James. Out to Smith. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Takes it from 10. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And stolen by Irving. Love outside. Lets the three fly. And it's Johnson with the rebound. The kick out to Irving. Love dishes to Thompson. Pass to Irving. And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. The 17-footer goes down. Irving's got his first points in this one. And so here is Miami. Dragic kicks to Wade. 9 feet out, and he nails the jumper.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year. And as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Here's LeBron, and that one is stuffed right through.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Here's Dragic, following the score by Cleveland. Goes up on the wing, and again it's Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 6.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
Now, here is Irving. James, right side. Shot clock at 5. Love, wide open. He fires. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Love's got his second bucket.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
Cavaliers have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Here's Smith. No good. And Miami the other way now. Outside Dragic. Inside, and stolen by James. And now the fast break, Irving with the ball. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. How much more is there to say about LeBron James, Clark? Incredible consistency, unbelievable athleticism. He just is a marvel in every way the longer he plays.
Kevin, when you look at his career averages, I mean, just off the charts, and he has the same unbelievable year every year. The consistency, phenomenal.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Shumpert is checked in for Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start, exactly what they were hoping for. And talking about LeBron's consistency, it's not just a physical effort, it's also a mental one. I mean, you know you're targeted by the defense all game. That'll wear down even the best players. How is it that LeBron's armor just never seems to be penetrated?
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
And that is good.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. The Heat making a switch here. Nick Roberts is checked in. Here's Richardson. Here's Wade. It's blocked. They recover it. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Goes back up. Offensive rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And finished off by LeBron.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
And it's Wade penetrating. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
Terrific shot there. I mean, he was calm, he was poised, didn't rush it at all. You got to tip your hat to him. That was well done.
Had a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA.
For me, at a younger age, I was never even keel. We would win a playoff game when I was younger. I was excited out of my mind, and then you would lose, and I was the worst person in the world. But I think at this point in my career, I kind of stay even. One game shouldn't affect the next game. You know, you go out and play as you can, live with the results.
Again, scoring breakdown here for the Cavaliers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have. Tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
On the court for Miami here in the second. They've got Winslow. Richardson is out there with Dragic. Then there's Josh McRoberts. And it's Stoudemire in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And slam dunk by Shumpert.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. Lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really, a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Richardson the pass to Stoudemire. The dish to Dragic. Richardson against Smith. Richardson no luck. The Cavaliers leading by 12.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set. And you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
A different look now for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Channing Frye. And Irving subbed in for Shumpert. And Miami also making a switch. Whiteside's checked in. Irving drives in. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving may be the best ball handler in the league. There are a lot of guys with a good handle. He is definitely in the top 5. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
Arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's something that oftentimes gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the game.
Agreed. Both free throws good from Kyrie Irving.
And, you know, Kyrie Irving really ambidextrous as a ball handler because you can't play him to one side, and he's ambidextrous as a finisher, too. He's so creative and crafty. Terrific at the rim with both hands. No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Dang against Smith. The screen from Thompson. And it's Dellavedova missing.
And one thing about Irving's ball handling, he does a great job of protecting the ball. A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is on the bounce.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Dragic has got 5 points so far.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on him.
Smith with a wide open look. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for them.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
And the Heat call time here. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Dellavedova kicks to Irving. From 12 feet out. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Irving's got the lead up to 14 now for the Cavs.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Smith. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance, and that one's good. That's 12 points for Kyrie Irving.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Richardson trying to break loose. Count that one, and the Cleveland lead has been cut back down to 14 on those points from Dragic. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. It's stolen by Dragic. Lays it in off the breakaway. Dragic has got 9.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Irving dishes to Love. Back to Irving. It's stolen by Dang. Feeds to Whiteside. Down after the assist, let him into the lane.
Grown man power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
Poke loose. Love goes in, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Here's Whiteside, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Whiteside's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Smith, no luck.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Dragic the pass to Johnson. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. At one point, they led by 16. Here's Smith. Gets it off. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so we wrap up the first half. Cavaliers lead by 10. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, I'm here with Eric Spoelstra. And, Coach, tell us what you want to see change in the second half.
Well, the most important thing is taking care of the ball. We have to get shots against this team. They do such a great job of taking care of the ball, possession game. We had, 3 or 4 sloppy ones, gave them some life.
Eric, thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, Doris, much appreciated. And now for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 12 points and 1 steal. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Miami?
Well, they're facing a very hot team in the first half. I mean, guys are shooting the ball lights out. But you have to do more to get stops. I mean, tough defense is the key. And if you put pressure on the ball and more bodying up down low, that's going to establish more aggressive tone that might shut them down in the second half.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
The Cavaliers leading by 10. As you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulder ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Thompson. And it's Irving at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season, said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix and to South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
Irving against Dragic. Kicks to Smith. Jacks up a 3. Rebound by the Heat.
Boy, he's got a nice-looking stroke. That almost went in.
Yeah, and a lot of times he'll still knock those down no matter how good the D is.
Justin.
Smith against Wade. Johnson outside. Clock at 4. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on LeBron James.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
Iman Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His Turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent. He's been solid. And now you see some maturation with him as well.
Unbelievable. This guy is completely in a zone.
And he knows it. You can see it. Body language, the confidence. Real swagger out there for him.
Love kicks to Irving. Out to Shumpert. Lets it fly. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Shumpert's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Oh, man, how about the... Last-minute decision there to pull the shot down and get a better one for your team. And this has been a long time coming. Last season, he finally played in his first postseason with the Cavs. And up until the unfortunate injury, he certainly made the most of it.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. The Heat also changing it up. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Josh McRoberts comes in for Luol Deng. And Winslow subbed in for Johnson. Dragic against Irving. Stoudemire drawing the double team. And it's Wade penetrating. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Wade's got 10 points in the game. And think again about the playoffs last year, Clark. They weren't all sunshine and roses for Irving. He had to play through a tough leg injury in the conference semifinals. And, of course, the injury in the finals, the fractured kneecap, and he was gone.
Yeah, that was really painful to watch, seeing him go out for the rest of the playoffs with that fractured kneecap. A freak injury, but he'll grow from it and be better.
Out to Wade. The pass to Stoudemire. Good ball movement here by the Heat. There's Winslow, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Let's go. And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
And Cleveland making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in. Heat also with a sub. Richardson, he's checked in for Goran Dragic. With Winslow, it's all about improvement and being great on the big stage. I think he can do that, Greg. You talked about, what he did in the national championship run. Clark, he was a fantastic foundation to begin with.
Yeah, you know what? He's not got many holes in his game. Solid at the defensive end, can score a lot of ways, puts his hands on winning at both ends of the floor.
That one's good from the corner.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
The Cavaliers leading by 7. Dellavedova dishes to LeBron. The feed to Dellavedova. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's got his third assist on the night.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Richardson with it, and the layup stood off the glass.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. Didn't go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
LeBron, left side. Smith against Wade. And another miss by Cleveland.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up. Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Offensive rebound. Right side. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Here's Dellavedova. Goes to the reverse layup and taps it in. Dellavedova's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Wade on the wing. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Cavaliers on top. They're up by 10. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. The Heat trail by 10. On the court for the Heat, Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Johnson is out there with Dang, and it's Whiteside in at the center position. And so here is Miami. Dishes to Dragic. A three ball. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And that's 15 points for Goran Dragic. Cleveland leading by 7. Smith outside. From downtown. No up. Wade with the defensive effort.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all with a block.
Love at the elbow. Smith outside. Back to Love. Outside Irving. 6 to shoot. Right through the D for the layup. And the Cavaliers lead by 7.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. They spread the floor and isolate up top.
Spacing here late.
Spacing.
Make sure he has the ball.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. He told them, hey, guys, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We're still alive in this thing. All we need to do is rely on each other. Let's stay aggressive, stick together, and play as a team. We're coming back. Back to you, Kevin.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of last. A great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
And Wade drops them both. Yeah, Greg, you know, I remember that stretch with Wade you're talking about. It seems like he finally now feels healthy, Clark, and it shows.
Wade himself said, Kevin, it was the best he felt in a couple of years. Health is such a big factor for him, given how he plays and selectively now likes to attack the rim.
The first free throw is good.
Well, Irving has simply been great. 18 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
And so Irving nails both of them.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Up top, Dragic. He's covered by Irving. And Dang, here we go. And he gets it to go.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you better off sending him to the free throw lines than to have him get that good a look.
Here's James. Miami grabs the miss. Dwayne Wade on the wing. Covered by Irving. Dang with the screen for Wade. Dang against Irving. And Dang, here we go.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it. Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
The Heat trail by 6. Wade passes to Johnson. And stolen by LeBron. Here we go. James heading to the hoop. It's a beautiful jam.
How's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, no hesitation at all taking that one to the basket. Beautifully done.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Dang with the buckets.
That was a smart pass by Wade that time.
Cavaliers timeout called Cleveland. The Cavaliers leading by 6. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here, Irving kicks to Thompson. The drive by James, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Johnson outside. On the wing, Dang. Just 5 to shoot. Miami needs to get a shot off. Shot, no good. So Cleveland will take it the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Smith kicks to James. The screen from Thompson. Smith drives in. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got 5 assists in the game. The Heat trail by 10. Wade outside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one on Love.
Nice numbers from D. Wade. He has 12 points and several assists. The assists have been coming for him, along with putting some numbers up from the foul line, too.
Yeah, I love the unselfishness and then also the tremendous focus that's been on display.
Both free throws good from Wade.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
No good from Irving.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
And that one's good.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams, and it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
LeBron, left shot. Back to Irving. 5 on the clock. It's stolen by Dragic.
Gotta score quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste here, partner.
And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. And the dunk by Love.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And the Heat all-time hit. They're down by 8. 23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, they can game plan all they want, but unless they can put more time on the clock, I think this bad boy's over.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what they hope to get accomplished with this time out here.
23 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Gets the first, and that narrows the gap to 7.
Shooting for Cleveland, Richardson. Taking 2 shots.
He's perfect from the line this time. And an intentional foul right there.
Hey.
Second team foul.
19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they foul intentionally.
First personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for your Cavaliers,
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Taking 2 shots.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. And the Heat call time here. They trail by 8. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And look, this one's out of reach. I don't know what they're thinking with this timeout.
Neither do I. I mean, maybe they're going over their plans for after the game. Who knows? Let's just get out of here.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Putting you in. Let's go.
That's his first personal foul. 4th team foul. At the line for your Cavaliers, Matthew Dellavedova.
Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
At the line for 2.
So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're down by 7. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth
Got
quarter.
time.
Guys, what do you
Rush
think?
up, get the
You know,
best
you
look.
like the fight all the way to the end, but let's face it, guys, this one's over.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I really think you shouldn't be allowed to call timeouts late in the ball game if there's no chance for it to do any good on the scoreboard.
We see the Cavaliers get the win here. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, tell us a bit about the energy out there tonight. It seemed like there was plenty of intensity on the floor.
We knew that today was going to have that type of feel. It's two teams that have the same aspirations, and that's winning the NBA championship. So it's a great game. It went down to the wire, and we gave our beautiful fans a great show today, and it was fun.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. He has so many tools in his arsenal he can throw at you, not to mention his defense. Literally, any night he can take over a game. Tonight we saw King James exert his will on the game.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.